Good evening and welcome to the Pioneer Valley Regional School District School Committee meeting. This is Thursday, August 21st at 6:06. I'm calling the meeting to order. Everyone is present here. Well, we have, everyone is present and no one is remote. This meeting is being streamed online and recorded by BNC TV at https://bnctv.net. Citizens' comments? I see none. So we are going to move business A, the entry plan, up first in front of everything. And we have tonight with us Zevi Steinitz.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Zevi.
Good evening. It is wonderful to be here. Thank you for taking the time. I want to especially greet Chair Melissa Gary and hello members of the school committee. Thank you for being here, Superintendent Kinsella, and possible virtual participants. I am so excited to have the opportunity to share the findings and recommendations from my new administrator entry plan. And I want to say something before I begin. I want to thank Superintendent Kinsella for helping me with the aesthetics of this presentation. And in selecting artwork for the cover, I just want to say that the vibrant cover of the plan represents the joyful feeling I have in having joined this district. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here. When I was initially tasked to do this plan, I thought, great, I'll get to know this place. And the more I learned, the happier and more excited I've become to be a member of this community. I also feel that the fact that the artwork is made by a child represents my philosophy of keeping children at the center of everything we do in a school district. And the representation of a flower is important to me because flowers are actually complex organisms and they need good conditions to thrive and grow, and they change over time, and they're part of a life cycle. And just like that, I think that's a perfect metaphor for a school district. So I just want you to know that this presentation was put together with thought, and I'll present the research that I did, but I want you to know that the detailed entry plan is available for you to read. So this will be the greatest hits aspects of the entry plan. All right. So, and doing this project is so critical to me personally because it will inform, it already has informed everything that I do as Director of Teaching and Learning in this district. Let's move on to the next. So the entry plan goals were to build relationships, to connect with key community members, all the kinds of community members that we have in this district, and support a culture of trust and collaboration, and to also hit the ground listening. That can be considered a cliche, but in my opinion, it's not. You should start, especially in an administrative role, listening, because you need to develop that rapport with every single person in the community in order to be trusted to make good decisions, right? Learning about the district is critical. I needed to understand the district's vision, mission, gain insight into the current academic programs, right? Understand the strengths and challenges as well as their historical context. I'm not from this area. I'm new to this area, and I need to be humble in my beginning so that I understand the context I'm walking into so that I can be trusted to help steer the community into its new iteration. And assessing the current status, I needed to evaluate existing programs, practices, resources, and outcomes, and see what's going on, review data about student performance, about surveys, all kinds of data. Create an action plan so that I take my findings and set priorities. Obviously, share them with others, see if we calibrate, and figure out how to move forward. So it's the general goals of the entry plan. Thanks. I'm just going to take a second and say entry plan by the numbers. 23 is the number of adults, including admin, principals, all of them, some school committee member, chair, union reps, teachers, IAs, deans, specialists, parents I interviewed. 25, I was thrilled, 25 students showed up to focus groups. And I really listened to them, and I asked them lots of questions. We spent real time together. 12 is the number of separate files in my entry plan Google folder. 12 is also the number of topics that I considered. 18 is the number of kinds of different data that I read. So like MCAS, all years, all grades would be one kind of data. I read 18 different kinds about all kinds of aspects of the school district. I did more then, but I gave myself credit for 5 direct observations. One number is the number of moon tree celebrations I went to. One is the number of astronauts I met. I mean, we're talking a pretty in-depth look under the hood, right? And one, I'm proud to say, is the number of field trips I chaperoned. And I went to Broadway through Times Square at rush hour with middle school students in order to get to know this district. So that was really exciting. I got to see an amazing play while we were there. And then finally, I wrote up my initial report, and it was 17 pages. It was a little bit long. And so this report has been distilled here tonight into this slideshow. And the report itself was honed in, right? Because, you know, when you look at that much information, you get a lot of opinions. So I needed to kind of take my priorities and narrow them down. That's a bit about the entry plan by the numbers. And the details of my meetings and conversations, the questions I asked, the data that I reviewed, et cetera, the topics considered, those details are available in the appendices of the written entry plan itself. So a bit about findings. This district has a lot going for it, a lot of strengths. And the strengths are really, some of them are just right out in front obvious. Take athletics, for example, and how many times this district was mentioned in the local papers for athletics. And then some of the strengths you need to poke around a little, and you look at the fact that there is a mini picnic table in the playground that was made by students in the secondary school that our young children, our 4-year-olds, are using for their pretend play. So, but let's go to the strengths here. I'm kind of going a little ad hoc because I'm very excited about this district. We have a very deeply dedicated and student-centered collection of teachers and staff. That is absolutely true. The principal team is new but mighty. They are respected, articulate, experienced, deeply committed, very well prepared for their positions, and respected and community-oriented. And they're, most importantly to me, I was a teacher for many, many years. They are dedicated to lifting teachers up rather than top-down control. And if you want a district to thrive, you need everybody to lift one another up. And I talked at length with people. There's a lot of trust in the leadership of this district. And our leadership team of admins is also a group of rock stars, very, very seasoned, very competent, very well organized, attentive to detail, etc. There's a strong sense of belonging and a positive culture in this district. And it's a close rural community with amazing familial bonds. Sometimes relationships, both familial and just in terms of friendship, go back multiple generations. And that's a huge strength of this district. The specialist program is a program to write home about. That was evident right away. We have, Lynette Snedeker. We have Nick. We have amazing, excited kids who are excited about band, instrumental music, kids who are excited about being in Alice in Wonderland. The arts program is strong. So there's a wonderful specialist program, athletics program, which I already referenced, and environmental education is at the core of what's being done. And the fact that we focus so much on environmental education is something I'm passionate about, and it leverages our local outdoor resources in a way that I think is really, really important and valuable. And there's so many practices like Forest Fridays, Mountain Days, that deeply align with our district values. And that was noteworthy right away. We have the Playful Learning Institute, which is a cutting-edge approach to teaching and young children especially. And that one of the reasons for that is it provides multiple entry points to diverse learners. So kids might be doing a studio in order to do inquiry about academics. They might perform a little play about the life cycle of a butterfly. It's engaging, it's motivating, and it really, it's considered best practice in terms of reaching diverse learners. I hope that am I going a little?
No, this is perfect.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the recording secretary just asked if someone could send her a link to the meeting. That's why I
Oh, okay.
You're great, Zevi. Am I correct? This is,
Oh my God. Oh, it's wonderful.
you're great. Keep doing your thing. Am I
Okay,
supposed to-
keep
am I
doing
supposed to-
everything. I just want to make
Yes,
sure.
please.
Okay. Where were we? Let's go back.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, yeah. Playful Learning Initiative is what I was just talking about. And then investment in Bridges and Reveal Math, I have to say, when I interviewed, it was not clear at that point that we were investing in the high quality instructional materials of Bridges and Reveal Math. And when I arrived, I was thrilled because that is going to be an important lever in terms of improving student outcomes. When you have one high quality curriculum in a core instructional area, you have consistent practices, the curriculum builds, you have just sort of the through line that you need in terms of vertical alignment and student experience to really support student growth. So that is a huge strength of the district, and we're putting a lot of attention on professional development to support that rollout, and I think we're going to see it's going to be a game changer in terms of student outcomes on MCAS and in general in terms of numeracy, numerical literacy and numeracy. And I already mentioned the Design Woodshop and Career Pathways program. You kids are really excited about that. One of the first things I noticed when I entered this school is the little free library. And imagine my surprise when I saw there's one, in Bernardston as well. And, that was extremely exciting to see. And that's the kind of real world application of skills that we need to see that motivate and engage students and are memorable experiences for kids. So that's a real strength in the program. When I looked at data, I could see there's an extremely low rate of disciplinary action in this school and in this district in general. Suspension rates are well below state averages. And I think part of the reason for that is the use with fidelity of research-based social and emotional learning programs, including responsive classroom, restorative practices, and second step. Those are all evidence-based programs that are proven to make a positive impact in terms of creating communities that are safe. And what I always say about students is if you don't feel that you're safe, you're not available for learning. Students can only learn effectively in a safe learning environment. And so the fact that that is in place here is wonderful. And, I know that there's a lot of challenge post-COVID, but those challenges have been addressed in this district because we're using these kinds of research-based SEL programs that are proven to be effective. And so you see that in the data. And there's another piece to it, which is that our staffing levels for student support are above recommended ratios and above what's typical in a lot of similar districts. Yeah. So, what, I assume everyone knows what I meant by that, and feel free to ask questions as I go along. Okay. By far, I think the most exciting, kind of the biggest strength is that there was a recurrent theme that I heard again and again and again. It was a significant finding. It was like an overarching belief that multiple people mentioned, and it was a general consensus that the school and the district are moving in a positive direction. Now, I know there are challenges. Every school has challenges, but that was the general sense, is that we as a district are moving in the right direction. And that I'm sure is partially, we can attribute that to the leadership of this group right here in making really wise decisions for the district. And this finding, I think, is going to connect to the next piece that I want to talk about. The areas of growth. I think in terms of moving in the right direction, a lot of what I see needs to be done is documenting and tweaking. So generally when you, in my role, so I'm the director of teaching and learning, entering a district, I would say, okay, show me your curriculum map. Where's the curriculum map? That's what, those are the mandatory pieces of curriculum, pre-K 12. That map, we don't have that map. That's okay. That's an area for growth. We have a lot of mandatory curriculum. Someone, me, needs to sit down, make a spreadsheet, organize it, and put it together so that we show what we do in one place in an organized fashion. Yes.
Once you
Michelle,
do that,
can you please use the microphone?
Yes.
Once you do that curriculum map, will there be something for parents to be able to learn, to look at and say, my second grader should be reading at this level, and so that parents can go to the website, to a document or something? I've been asked that many times for the math program especially.
Sure. That is what we're going towards. That's what we're
Okay.
working towards.
Great.
Absolutely. And the level of specificity, I think it's a massive project, but initially just putting the map together, what are those pieces, and then looking at what are the benchmarks at each grade level in each subject area, I think is what you're getting at.
Yes, I am.
And,
Yep,
so the
thank you.
purpose of it is not, it becomes kind of a roadmap. It's a documentation system, but it also helps us move towards a logical progression, so that skills and content expectations go up as the student gets older, and there's no unnecessary repetition or gaps, right? So that that's what we call vertical alignment, and that's what we're really looking for. We want high quality instructional materials at each grade level, and this is partly why I want to map, not from a deficit perspective, but from an asset perspective. We already have a lot of high quality materials. We're already engaged in really good practices. We need to put down what we're doing, and that allows us to look at the gaps and fill those in. And like being able to say we do bridges and we do reveal, that's a core content area. That's amazing. And those are high quality materials, and it's a trajectory that goes all the way through. So some of it is just writing down what already exists, right? And then the next piece is looking at where maybe we need to adjust a program. Maybe we need to select a different text for something, train around something. Okay, and the area, when we're talking about instructional materials, I feel like the next area that we need to address is our English language arts curriculum, particularly at the elementary level. We do have one, but it's been sundowned technically, which means there are aspects of it that are no longer considered aligned to best practices within the field. It's not a problem right now. Like what we're doing is fine. We need to fine tune, and I would say particularly in the area of spelling. So that's an area we need to sort of zero in on. So we can incrementally, we don't need to throw out everything we do. We can incrementally improve as we go along. Another area of growth is instructional practices and student achievement goals. We have a lot of great instructional practices, and we have a lot of teachers who are used to doing their own. Really, what I want people to do is calibrate amongst one another, so share their practices so there's more consistency. And the students are actually the ones who mention this. We have students, for example, who might be in 2 sections of the same class in the secondary school, and maybe one gave more homework than the other, or one graded a little bit more, minor differences, but we want shared experiences. We want consistency whenever possible. And if the students are noticing that, we need to step back a little bit and make sure our teachers have the opportunity to calibrate a little bit more. Okay. Another area for growth, this is another one where we have multi-tiered systems of support and intervention. We have incredible interventionists. They work really hard. They're incredibly skillful. And we have universal screeners to gather data. We just need to make a couple of tweaks that will strengthen our program, allow us to work a little bit more effectively together. And in many cases, that's about documenting our practices and sharing. You know, in one building, there might be a teacher who happens to have an intervention approach that works really well, who maybe hasn't shared it with the other building. So that's why you need a director of teaching and learning who can make sure those practices get disseminated so all the students are having a shared experience. Yeah. Another area for growth, this came up from the instructional assistants that I spoke with, is there's a desire to get additional training, particularly in the area of understanding the difference between a 504 and an IEP. You know, so I think that's something we should be looking at. They play a critical role in inclusive education, and so we would benefit if, as a district, if we invest a little bit more in our IAs. Providing opportunities for collaborative professional development and continuous learning. We already do in services, we do those kinds of things. And what I'm talking about is adding opportunities for PLCs that focus on shared inquiry to improve student outcomes. I would love to offer some of those. We can leverage resources from DESI. Sometimes the Playful Learning actually is a perfect example of a DESI-funded PLC, essentially. PLC. Oh, thank you. I hate to use jargon by accident. Professional Learning Community. Emphasizing shared practice, reflection, growth, maybe even presenting at a conference somewhere, maybe writing up an article, maybe doing a visit to another school and sharing practices with teachers from another school. Okay. All right. As you can see, there are lots of ideas, but what are the priorities? So my number one priority, you're already doing,
Right.
and that is strategic planning. So in doing this and looking under the hood at the district, I was thinking, we need a strategic plan, a 5-year strategic plan that has our key goals so that it's sort of what you hang your hat on, right? I can plan PD to match those goals. We can all row in the same direction. Imagine how far we're going to go if we're all rowing in the same direction rather than everybody circling each other, not rowing in the same direction. The strategic plan helps us, says that the river, go that direction, right? Go together, row together. So the nice thing is we are this fall going to create a cohesive vision through strategic planning. That was my number one priority. So I'm thrilled that that's already in progress. Second priority is to use trusted tools that are provided by DESI. There are trusted tools like Curate, which is a database of high quality instruction materials. There are review procedures that I can facilitate in an inclusive way to ensure that there's high quality curriculum in all content areas. So that will be a multi-year plan. But we've already done it in math. ELA would be next, science, another key area, and so on. And then strengthen MTSS, which I believe I've already talked about. The raising academic expectations is also really from the students. And it was, I want us as a district to have the opportunity to refine our shared understanding of what excellence looks like. What is grade appropriate work? What is excellence? How can we make our outcomes, how can we lift our students up? How can we make sure that they are fully fluent readers, certainly by the time they get to middle school, ideally earlier? And so that takes actually professional development. It takes work with adults, with teachers, to help them understand and share what they believe the attributes of high quality work are, right? What do we expect from a sixth grader? Do we expect multiple drafts? How long should an essay be? How long, those kinds of questions. What does excellence look like? When teachers agree on what excellence looks like, then they can show exemplars to students. They can share their rubrics before the kids get to work. And the kids know the level that they are being asked to accomplish. And they will improve. They will rise to the occasion. And I feel as though there's a little tweak that could be done in terms of that in the secondary school in particular. Expand environmental education. It's one of our strongest areas. Now that we have, for example, a pavilion at NES, imagine the kind of environmental education that's going to go on there. It's really exciting. Let's put these resources to good use so that our students become environmentally literate, not only knowing what flora and fauna are in their area, that's important, but also we want them to be good stewards and understand sustainability and help protect the precious natural resources that we have on this earth, right? So figuring out how to behave, how to walk lightly on the land, these are things that I think a well-rounded student would learn, right? Or I should say that's part of a well-rounded education. That's really what I was trying to say. And then optimizing and focusing professional development. I think our PD program, our in-service time, from what I've witnessed and the records I've seen, it's being used well. I would recommend some schedule shifts so that it's offered at times when educators are most focused and engaged. Just like you wouldn't want to teach your key content to a student on Friday afternoon, right before the weekend, I don't think it's appropriate, and I'm just going to put myself out a limb. I don't think it's appropriate to teach such important content to adults on Friday afternoons. And I understand it's a tradition in this district, but I've never seen it. I've been a professional educator for many, many decades, and I don't think it serves the purpose. So I would recommend some shifts there. Okay, time for questions and conversation. Feel free to ask any questions you may have.
Yeah, go ahead, Michelle.
I'm so happy to see this. I'm very excited. I've been asked, I can't tell you how many times, about our curriculum and what we're using, for different curriculum. And parents, educated parents want to see their kids educated in a certain way. So I'm very happy. And I was also pushing for a strategic plan, so I hope we can all work and partner towards this plan going forward. And then we can articulate to the parents various expectations, curriculum. It's very concerning to me when I'm asked questions and I can't give the answers, or I can't go and find them.
It's part of being inclusive.
So, yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Thank you for that feedback. I think part of being inclusive is being as transparent as possible and giving as much information as we can to our families and caregivers so that they can be partners with us in educating their children.
I'm very excited to work with you. I'm on the teaching and learning committee. I have 2 kids in the district, and I appreciate your sort of openness about your findings. In healthcare, there's a process called QAPI. I don't know if you've heard of that, Quality Assurance Performance Improvement.
Okay.
And the way that you're going about this feels really good, because it feels like that process as a nurse. And really, it's planning, doing it, studying how it went, and then acting upon what you found. And it seems like you are extremely organized, and I appreciate that you seem to have a slow and steady approach instead of, we're going to change everything. So it's really nice, and you're sort of evidence-based, and you seem so warm and I'm really excited that you're in this position. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your words.
Hi, Zevi.
Hello.
I think it's on. So, from someone that actually participated in the Bridges curriculum this past year, it's a fantastic math program. And I was so grateful to know that we did purchase it for the whole school, that everyone's going to get to do it. And watching the kids throughout the whole year learn, and I was in 4th grade. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. That's where I was. And so I get to see their like math clicked. And I kept thinking, wow, this starts in 1st grade. Can you imagine how when you work with the program, you could see if the kids that are coming through starting in 1st grade, how amazing it's going to be for them when they get to 4th grade and then going on to 5th grade. So I'm not really sure where I am going to be next week when I start school, and I'm excited to find that out. But wherever this Bridges is, you know, it'll be fun to see. So I want to thank you for that and bringing it to our district. I think it was a great choice. And then on a PVASP note, I want to say thank you for hearing us, for instructional assistance, and understanding that we really do want to do well. We are there with intention and kindness and love for these students, and having PD that trains us how to use Bridges in the way that it was meant to be used when I'm working one-on-one with someone, or I'm working in a small group with someone, which is like my favorite thing to do, or in lots of someone's at any age, and being able to differentiate between what each person needs and having quality curriculum that gives me what I need to be able to do that makes their experience what we're all there for. And so I just read my P&D email to this morning, and I'm very excited for Monday to go and get to learn more things and be part of that. So when I'm asked to sit at a table, I'm not, for lack of a term, winging it. I have the tools that I need to make someone go, I really love math. And I'm just using math as an example because I know that you're working on other things like social, emotional, and spelling. Reading and writing, it's my passion. So thank you for all the work you've done in hearing and making changes to make us all feel successful.
Just that feedback's really meaningful to me.
Just very briefly, thank you so much. Your passion exudes from you, and you are most certainly in the right role.
Oh, you're kind to say that. Thanks.
It's the truth.
All right.
Actually, I have a few comments. I really, I love seeing these entry plans. It's a very thoughtful approach. I love hearing what you've learned about the district and what your observations are as someone who's new to the district, and where you see yourself contributing to us moving forward. And I'm really glad that you're part of the team. And I just wanted to just point out a few things that stood out to me. I love the idea of using trusted tools and data. I mean, I think that's so important. You know, what are we doing? It may make us all happy, but is it helping the kids learn better? So thank you for that. I really love the emphasis on a high quality curriculum and raising expectations. I think when we expect a lot of kids, they do,
Yes.
you know, we have to challenge them for them to grow. We all need that. So I think that's really, that's great to see. And also investing in our IAs. I mean, they are a really important part of how we educate kids, and it's so wonderful to see helping them to gain skills to do their jobs, and that's really just going to benefit all of us. So thank you.
I appreciate your comments. Thank you.
I'll just wrap up by saying thank you. This is daunting, right? Not every district does an entry plan for their team. And I think that is a great process that Patricia has started and instilled. And I know it added hours and more, but it providing a focus, right, on coming to us. And we are so happy you are here. And I really believe in aligning and making sure the shared experience and equity is felt throughout the district. You know,
yes.
when I, in a former life, was an educator,
Yeah.
I could tell what school district students came from based on the skills that they would bring.
Right.
So I would be able to say, oh, this looks like pioneers writing. You know, they all start their paragraphs
Yeah.
just like that, or, you know,
Sure,
so
sure.
so forth. And when our district went for some time without having a director of teaching and learning, we lost a lot of that. And one thing I do want to continue to also support is autonomy within that too, because we have some wonderful educators.
Yes.
And so finding that fine line
That's right.
of having two history sessions that are operating at the same time, but still having a little bit of a difference.
Yes,
it
right.
is okay, right?
That's
We
right.
don't want cookie cutter, you
That's
know.
right.
So, but I love what you are doing, and I think that that this was great feedback that we needed to hear as a committee.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I understand you have plenty of work to do this evening. And
Yes.
so I will leave you
Yes.
to it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Again, thank you for your
Yeah,
time.
we
Thank
can.
you. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we had no citizens' comments. So next is approval of minutes. Sure. Was August 7th present? Okay.
I have one thing for clarification.
Yep.
On the first item on page 2, the FY 25 expenditure report showed a revenue of 0.12% growth. I would just suggest, if that truly is a decimal, put a 0 in front of the decimal, just to
And I can check that. super
clarify
quick.
that.
Which report was that? The FY 25 final expenditures report.
Yeah,
And then a
showing
revenue.
a revenue, yeah,
I took that off the report, but I'm
Okay.
happy to add the 0.
Okay, good.
okay.
Okay.
Why do it?
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes
Oh.
of, was
We
there
had
a-
one
I'm
more.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's
No,
okay.
I'm sorry. I wanted to say thank you to Zeppi.
Oh.
You all,
No,
you
that-
all were so affirming. Okay, page 2, item 6, business, second paragraph. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth line, reduction of 1 PVREA position, 1 PVASP position. And it's really two different admin positions, but neither one is full-time, but I just feel like that should somehow be reflected. So maybe, they're not-
And two admin positions altered.
Could you clarify that? I'm sorry, I'm trying to follow remotely. It's a lot harder than when I don't have the minutes in front of me.
Yeah. Did you see where we are, Anne?
Yes, I'm flipping back and forth between the minutes and the live meeting.
Yep. So where it says 1 PVREA position, 1 PVS position, and 2 admin positions were altered, or
How about 2 admin positions, parentheses, each less than 1.0 FTE, end parentheses.
Okay. Okay, I can fix that.
okay, I think yeah.
I'll move to accept the August 7th meeting minutes as, with the amendments.
I'll second that.
Okay,
we
all in
don't
favor?
have to- Yeah.
Okay, unanimous, all in favor.
All right.
Okay. So reports. For those who are wondering or an update, there is no update from the 3 towns on a red line version. So we are still waiting. Superintendent.
I have a few different items today. The first is an update on summer work projects. And I will put this in the packet afterwards. I'll read it because it's kind of small there and I can't make it bigger. So I brought these to you before the summer. I brought them to you partway through the summer. This is the end of summer. We completed the hiring for our new Director of Finance and Operations to my left, Taffy Bassett-Fox. And we did not move forward with the hiring of an early childhood coordinator because unfortunately that position has been put on pause due to the HCGIT insurance increase. We completed 2 very successful retreats, 1 day in June, 2 days in August, and kudos to Zevi Steinitz for helping to develop and lead those. Our PD planning, the schedule is almost done. We did not begin work on the handbook, so that's a partial. The extended school year was a resounding success, and the educator who was the teacher in extended school year will be joining the district 2 days a week at NES while we continue to look for a full-time special educator. The finances, the closeout of the fiscal year, preparing for E&D and the audit and the end-of-year report. So far along on those.
Absolutely.
Further along
very
than I've ever
early.
yes,
Very
for,
early.
than I have ever seen in this district. CPAC, that's the Special Education Parent Advisory Council. We got a waiver from the state, meaning Gesundheit. They said, yeah, we get it. You have tried multiple years in a row to get a CPAC going, and it's not happening, but you did all your steps. You've got a waiver. And Nancy Parliklosh is not giving up. She is going to convene more online trainings. She's going to continue to try to provide information to families and see if families would like to get together. Elementary scheduling complete. That was the scheduling summit that 6 administrators, I think, participated in, and that involved an incredibly intensive and extensive review of student need and scheduling, and some great outcomes in terms of efficiencies. Prep for opening days, we're done. That, as Ms. Peliquin said, the email went out today with here's the schedule for opening days. It is a lot of moving pieces. It's good. Student handbooks, thank you, school committee. You approved updated student handbooks. Title I reporting, thank you, Ms. Steinitz, done. Student Opportunity Act reporting, done. The MSBA partial, we've got 2 reports due on September 1. We're close, but we haven't gotten them finished. Early literacy screener, partial. We've got one identified. We're still figuring out the plan for how do we have some folks pilot it while we continue to do the old one. No one's crazy about the old one, but putting a new one in place this fall was rushed, and so we didn't do that. An IA handbook, we didn't get a lot done on that, so I'm saying not yet. Speech and language handbook, we were really ambitious. Family engagement calendar, that's a partial. This is so exciting. This notion of a year-long series of events and opportunities to engage with our families and provide education on a range of important topics. We're really excited. Enough abuse collaboration, that's a partial. We have a date for an all-district training, and I think we've just confirmed a date for a follow-up. And we're going to invite school committee to participate in that online training module, a 60-minute session. We've done it. It's very good. It's not everything, but it's an excellent primer on the responsibility of every adult in an educational community to be aware of the signs of low-level boundary violations that could turn into worrisome behavior. Excellent. Annual reports to towns, partial. Safety planning, our emergency handbook, that's not, I've done so much work on it, but this summer I didn't get a lot done on it. And the website, we're still partial. The new website. So that's where we are on that.
A lot of work done.
Yeah.
Ooh, it was a lot of work. Okay, I do have a few things tonight. Hey, this is great. This is such a happy one. In Massachusetts, teachers who work for 3 full years and are invited back for a 4th year earn what is called professional teacher status. And the superintendent under state law has the authority to award professional teacher status on exceptional teachers prior to their completing 3 years. I'm pleased to announce that we have awarded professional teacher status to 6
educators. I'd like to name them. Lindsay Skelton, elementary teacher at BES, David Boucher, math and science teacher, technology teacher here, Hannah Bridgman, elementary school psychologist, Amy Carney, PVRS school counselor, high school counselor, Kara Kuntz, NES special educator, and Ashton McKnight, NES special educator. Kudos to them. This is a major professional accomplishment, and they have all received personal letters from me.
It's great. It's great.
You asked about the Abigail Stratton Trust. I'll try to be brief with this. That was the trust that donated some money to NES, and the excellent question came up like, well, yeah, but, what about when there's two? I said, I'll find out about the trust. Linda Chapin, one of the trustees and former NES librarian, provided this information. It was set up, the trust, when Abigail Stratton, a Northfield resident, died around 1820. The starting amount of the trust fund was $400, which was a significant amount of money for that time. It was set up to help fund the school in the Northfield Farms, which is the yellow building across from the Field Library on 63, if folks know that. And it was intended to benefit the children of the Northfield Farms area. In the 1950s, a man by the name of Gilbert, who lived in the house just south of the schoolhouse and was a trustee, willed money from his estate to the trust. It was invested in stocks, and the trust receives a yearly dividend check, which is used to fund scholarships for public school graduates from the Farms area. When the Northfield Farm School closed in the 50s, perhaps, the trustees decided to use the money to help the Field Library. The trust currently has 3 trustees and also supports 4-H in the Northfield area and public education.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you. History right here.
That's great.
Couple more things. This is another improvement. I talk a lot, I feel like, about how leadership is so much about operations. There's the grandiose visions, but it's when you get stuff done efficiently, on time, and well, and transparently, that's really what makes things happen, right? So those beginning of year forms, parents, last year, parents, we got them out on August 27th. Big improvement, we moved them online. Now the families don't get a gazillion papers, they're online. They went out August 27th last year. They went out 2 weeks earlier than that this year.
Nice.
They went out on August 14th this year. And as of this afternoon, families at Pioneer, 68% of the kids have their forms completed.
Nice.
That is 10 percentage points better than we were at 1 week into school last year. And with that.
So I was
reminder.
laughing because I went over these. So on these forms, so families who have not seen, or school committee members who don't have children in the district, the forms have student signature also. So it has parent signature and then student signature acknowledging the cell phone policy, acknowledging the tardy policy, right? And so I went over this with my children the other night, and we went over the cell phone changes, and they just looked at me. And my oldest says to me, "Did you vote on this?" And I said, yes, I did, because I believe cell phones don't have a place in schools. And my goodness. So our actions do have, what we do here does matter. And so, he signed it, and I said, "You're signing it because you're acknowledging these are the rules. Doesn't mean you agree with it, but this is what it is." So, yes, so these forms that go out, not only do parents sign it and have to click yes, 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 or no, if you want, students have to also give their little signature into it too. So,
And what age group do?
so
you
a
have
10th
to-
grade, my kids.
Yeah, well, do you have to sign it in 7th grade or 9th grade?
So
some younger kids
even
have to sign.
elementary
Everyone
kids.
does?
Oh,
Yeah.
elementary. Oh, yeah. In kindergarten, it started, and it was kind
It's a
of.
lower.
It's a lower level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
But
my God.
the expectation is that the families are going over some of the stuff. So so kids start at the younger age. Now my kids are a lot older, and I'm like, if you're putting your name on this, what you're gonna know what all of this is. So, anyways, I just had to share that little anecdote. Yep, Mom
And
voted on that.
Mom was responsible for
Yeah.
that. Didn't just vote. Mom led the vote.
Mom led that vote. Yep.
So we put we are acting upon language that we have used previously. We made even more clear to families in the email that if at Pioneer, where there's a one-to-one Chromebook program, kids whose families have not signed off on the beginning of year forms and haven't, in particular, the acceptable use policy, the kids don't get the Chromebook until the forms are done. So we suspect that that may have provided additional impetus for this high rate of return.
Great.
I need to apologize because somehow from getting the agenda ready to sending it out to you, I failed to include the enrollment update and the personnel update. But we were talking and I figured out it is acceptable for me to share that information during my report. We just could not have an extended conversation about it. So in your paper packets, you have both of those documents. And I'll make sure they get into the packet because I'm talking about them now. On the enrollment report, do you see the change from 6-1? That's a lot of noise about changes in class size. So, for instance, grade 3 at NES has 11 kids, and you see it's a -8 on the change. It doesn't mean that 8 kids left that class. What it means is that, actually, I looked it up, grade 2 had 11 kids last year. Those 11 kids have stayed at NES. They're now in grade 3. But the grade 3 class is 11 kids smaller than last year's cohort in grade 3. Does that make sense? So this is not going to be kind of, it's noisy right now. The September update will be kind of more important. The big takeaway for me, we have some families that haven't completed their enrollment process. We are going to start the year with more kids than we ended the year in June.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
We believe that the percentage of the 8th grade class that left for Franklin Tech that percentage has dropped by 10 percentage points this year. We have an extraordinarily, a much larger number of kids coming to us for grade 7, including half of the Gill Elementary School graduating 6th grade class.
Nice.
So these are wonderful leading indicators about what is happening. In terms of staff changes, I hope that I captured everything here. We sent it out to the schools for review. Ms. Steinitz led new educator orientation this week. We had 8 staff one day, 9 the next because the BCBA joined us. A terrific group of new educators. We continue to bring in experienced staff from other districts. Folks really like what they see about the project that we are engaged in this district. We have, I think, 1 new educator this year for whom this will be their very first year with their own classroom. I think I'm right about that. Maybe they had their own classroom. No, I think this is their first year with their own classroom. Otherwise, they're all experienced staff who are coming to us.
Nice.
Thank you.
There you go. And that is it for me.
Okay. Taffy, do you have anything for Director of Finance and Operations tonight?
I actually do not have any reports for this evening.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, so we can get right into the Winchester tuition agreement.
Okay, so we have the pleasure of welcoming some students. And I think that probably the best way to do this is to give you a few moments to look through this so that I'm not just reading away. So please take that time.
Can I ask if it's the same as Vernon's? And
It's
Warwick?
similar. It's
Except
similar.
I know the names change. And
It's
Okay.
similar. So take a peek through. And
There are some changes. So we used the Vernon agreement, the Warwick agreement, and the agreement that Hinsdale and Winchester signed a few months ago as the basis for drafting this.
yeah, but the money is the same and all that.
It's a little
right?
different.
Oh, it is.
If you go
Oh,
through.
okay. Well, I read the money.
It's similar, but there are some important changes, differences from Warwick.
Okay. I did read it earlier.
And just give me a consensus when we're ready to move forward. Does everyone feel they've had time to review it? Excellent. So we'll start going through section by section. The term and renewal is a 5-year term beginning July 1, 2026, terminating June 30, 2031. And if anyone has any questions per section, just speak up as we go, okay?
And
Section.
I'll just add a comment about this one. I think the original proposal was for 3 years, and
Yes.
the for 7 years?
Yeah,
Oh,
they wanted 7.
they wanted 7
Oh, we came back
originally.
with
We
3.
came back with 3,
Correct, I'm sorry.
and we settled on 5 years, which is reasonable.
Yeah, and a good commitment.
Mhm.
Any other comments or questions on? Okay, and then the second, agreement to send and receive students' services to be provided by Pioneer Valley at the beginning of 2026-2027 school year. Students in grade 9 and through coming in. Educational quality, obviously they're expecting it to be the same caliber, which we would say is probably going to improve during that time frame too, so that's good. Tuition and costs, regular education tuition, and you can see the breakdown of those from FY27 through. And with the 5 years, I think that, and it doesn't appear here, perhaps I've missed it, but we'll be discussing the last 2 in a time frame that you'll see in here.
Stephanie, do you want me to explain how we got to that figure?
Absolutely.
So Winchester and Hinsdale just signed an agreement. That agreement had a tuition rate for what year are we in? 25, 26, this year just starting. We took that rate and added 2.5% to it for the following year. So that's how we came up with 17,958, which is slightly lower than the Warwick rate. And that is, do you want to explain the special ed? You haven't, I don't want to take away the.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, because they're New Hampshire, it's about, I believe it's regarding how they're reimbursed or how we're handling that.
Yes, it's not so much another state as in the Warwick agreement, our district says, here's the tuition per student. We won't charge you extra for special education needs if we can meet the needs within our existing services. So if a student needs a little OT or speech and language, fine, we got it, we're not going to charge you. For Warwick, if a student needs something extraordinary, like a type of assessment that we don't have, they would have to pay for that. This is very different, and this mirrors the Hinsdale-Winchester tuition. We may charge them for every special education service. So if a student gets 90 minutes a week of OT, we would take that OT salary, figure out the portion that is the service to this student, and we would bill them for that. So that's why the general rate is a little bit lower for every student than the Warwick rate, because we are going to be able to bill for more special ed services.
Something tells me, and it's probably in our new agreement, district agreement, which I know is not passed yet, that we were going to make every tuition agreement the same. Didn't we have those?
I
don't have that
I don't recall that,
recollection.
no. And that probably, and it might not work, because Vermont, this Department of Education in Vermont votes an average annual tuition. And by law, we're not able to charge more than that. So I don't know that we would want to say that this district has to always charge what Vermont says for every other district. If we were to have the same tuition for every district, we'd be limited to that.
Any other questions on that? And as you can see in section 2, as to whether a Winchester student needs can be met, that's something that would fall in our district too. And that's, I think, very important. Calculation of student days for tuition. And I'm going to read some of these subheadings. You can just let me know if you have any questions on it. Financial records, tuition payment, and this is 50% of the tuition November 1, and then June 1 invoice will represent the balance of the tuition. projected student count on or before November 1, conclusion of contract, and let me go here because we'll be looking at renewing that contract far before it concludes and around the time that we would be talking about what those last 2 years of tuition would be. So it's a nice time to touch base and sort through. High school accreditation is pretty obvious. And participation at school committee meetings.
I have a question about that. Okay, so we have Brian, who represents Warwick, right? Do we have someone who would represent Hinsdale, and who represents Vernon? Can we invite? Do we? Is it a practice that we would invite someone from Hinsdale to come?
Winchester?
To the school, or sorry, from Winchester to come?
They were not seeking that.
Oh, okay.
Because if you'll remember, Hinsdale is their high school now. And Hinsdale will absolutely get at least 80% of the Winchester students. So their focus has been on working with Hinsdale. How are their school boards going to work together? What kind of representation? This came up a few times in the conversations, and they were not seeking to have.
But they could always come. But
they may
no,
come,
like
yes.
specific.
Yeah.
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 And the same thing, we don't have a representative from Vernon.
No.
That's not something they've ever requested. Warwick requested that specifically in the agreement.
And possibly a good time to reiterate how open we are to communication and how available we are to do so. Outreach. Again, by May 1 of each year, they'll provide us with the names of students enrolled in grade 7, and this is, of course, so we can put our best foot forward and see who might really benefit from coming and want to. Summary of student progress. And again, I'm going to just name these subheadings. You can let me know if you have any questions. Discipline, student transportation, curriculum coordination. And again, that's it to the best of their ability. As we move forward coordinating our curriculum, it will be much easier than, obviously, to coordinate. Special education liaison. And going through disputes. And, of course, these are the details of the contract, severability, approval by parties. An excellent opportunity for us to expand our student population, and I think a great opportunity for the students coming in to enjoy the really great changes we're making and the progress we're making. Any discussion or questions?
I have a question of what a approved high school is in quotes.
Oh, it fixed that.
On page 3, high school accreditation, second paragraph. If we fail to maintain the status of an approved high school.
Yeah, so that was their language, and they were wondering, are we accredited by NEASC? We're not. Many of our local districts no longer participate in NEASC. They felt comfortable with, as long as DESE says, yeah, Pioneer is not on some list of schools that is, been taken over, they're good.
Okay, got it.
So the first year we would see Winchester kids here would be next year?
26, 27.
Yeah.
The if this is approved, they will send us their kids who are entering 8th grade next week, I guess. They will send us their contact information immediately, and so we would have about a month to court those families.
Okay.
There's a pagination, there's a paragraph, an error I want to make sure is noted. We go to the next page. Page 4, Taffy pointed out, it starts with paragraph 9 and it skips to 11.
Oh.
So if there is a motion, could it include, as corrected?
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Okay, I will make a motion to approve the draft tuition agreement between the Winchester School District and the Pioneer Valley Regional School District School Committee as amended.
I'll second the motion.
You move the motion,
You're moving it.
the motion.
And I'll second it.
Oh, yeah, the two members of the subcommittee.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Discussion? Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor? Okay, that was unanimous.
That's
Okay,
good.
Nice
great.
work. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Excellent.
you,
Thank you.
Stephanie Arroyo and Raina Dastu for your leadership. They met multiple times on this, and thank you.
Nice work.
Yeah, this is great. Very exciting.
Okay, the air quality monitor at
Adding it to these yellow
NES.
papers.
Yes.
Okay, so you have this in there. There's a nice flyer on the second page of this memo. FERCOG is part of the Healthy Air Network. It's a project of their Community Health Improvement Plan. Dr. Ruth Potee, district physician, reached out saying it would be really good if we put an air quality monitor on the exterior of NES. She's also part of the Board of Health in Northfield. They have the approval, I guess, of the select board, or there's some power by which the Board of Health is giving the town's imprimatur on this proposal. It's essentially no cost to the district. Anyone can download the app and they will be able to see what the air quality looks like outside Northfield. I've consulted with Director of Technology Chris Fontaine and Director of Facilities Gretchen Licata, and they believe this is a good idea.
So it looks like, so you can kind of like look up air quality index,
Mhm.
but it's only as accurate as however many monitors there are.
Mhm.
So this is nice. So this will feed right into that federal air quality system. That's so cool. And it doesn't cost anything to us. That's great.
Good. There's your expertise.
Thank you, nurse.
Why NES specifically?
Because Northfield has it, and they wanted to put it, so they could put it on Town Hall, but they felt like having it hyper-local in an area where there are a lot of vulnerable
Sure.
bodies, which would be our children.
Got it. Thanks.
Nice.
Okay, so I will make a motion to install an air quality monitor provided by the Franklin Regional Council of Governments on the exterior of Northfield Elementary School.
I'll second.
So moved.
Say so moved.
So moved.
I would entertain a motion.
Entertain the motion. Yeah, she's
No, that's
entertaining the
okay.
motion.
I thought she moved.
I will entertain a motion to install an air quality monitor provided by the Franklin Regional Council of Governments on the exterior of Northfield Elementary School.
So moved.
There we go.
Second it.
Okay, perfect. We got it. I will
Great.
entertain a motion.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Really cool.
Yeah.
That's just good stuff.
Good.
Okie
Oh,
dokie.
we need to vote.
Yeah, all in favor? Yep.
Unanimous.
Okay, unanimous. Great. Nope, that's okay. Disposal of surplus materials at NES. Sorry, folks.
So Principal Chrissy Schreiber has been doing the same work that Principal Burstein has been doing at BES. They are going through loads of outdated professional texts and student texts. Zebby Steinitz has taken a look. I looked at the spreadsheet that you were able to link into. We recommend that the school committee consider approving disposal of the outdated texts.
Okay.
Mhm.
I will entertain a motion to approve the disposal of surplus property from NES as presented.
I will make that motion.
Excellent.
So moved.
So moved.
So moved.
Excellent.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. No worries.
Oh,
This is
yeah,
br-
this
this
is
is brand
all-
new. This is
we're
all
all-
brand new. Policy review. Here we go.
Learning.
Administration
change.
of medications to students, second reading.
You have the memo in front of, this is the exact same memo. I didn't make a new memo to say second reading. It's the exact same memo. You reviewed this thoroughly. You would want to make sure that should you vote to approve this, there is a date.
Yep.
And it should be a week hence. So that could be, it's supposed to be at least a week hence according to, no, I don't think.
No, I don't,
27.
it doesn't say that.
That would be 28.
Just give us,
20,
Excuse me, 28.
you're great. Yes, 28.
so 28? What's 8/28?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to amend that to the 27th, so it's the first day of school.
Great, thank you.
Oh, smart.
Okay, so I will entertain a motion to accept policy JLCD, administration of medication to students, to be effective on August 27th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Thank you.
Great, thanks. All right. Policy JH, student absences and excuses.
Gretchen, your policy? Whose policy? Your policy.
Yeah, I wasn't at the meeting that,
Oh,
but
Melissa and
that's okay.
Raina. Melissa, Raina, and Gretchen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We were there.
Yeah.
okay. So did I ask, so this is a cleanup. School committee, you approved the updated handbooks. Thank you. In the handbook language, at Jacinta Hunting's recommendation, you approved adding serious injury as one of the allowable reasons for a student absence. We should be adding that into the policy language
Yes.
itself. That's all that this is.
Yep.
This is a first reading.
Yep.
Yep.
So no vote is needed.
Elementary handbook, change to time of tardy arrival.
Yes, for a second reading. This is, again, super small. Was a clerical error on my part. Both elementary schools asked that you have the time of tardy arrival be 5 minutes earlier. Currently, the doors open up at 8:45. The current tardy arrival time is 8:55, and the principals feel that 8:50 is sufficient time. We really want parents getting their kids there, families, by 8:50. And because this is handbook language, not policy language, you would be free to, should you so choose, approve it today, and it would go into effect immediately. And I didn't do a memo.
It's okay. So I will accept a motion to change the time of tardy arrival from 8:55 a.m. to 8:50 a.m. for the elementary school handbooks, effective immediately.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Discussion? All in favor? Great, unanimous. Okay, residency forms.
Did we skip over food services meal charge policy?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, we did. It was not ready for
Got it.
today.
Thank
and
you.
so I took it off the agenda.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No,
yes.
all good.
Did I miss something else?
No, I just wanted to ask a question.
Yes.
I didn't want to interrupt the vote, and not that I expect you to change it, but point of clarity for someone who has to
Yeah.
bring their child every 5 weeks and sometimes cannot get an appointment after school.
Right.
But he has a life-threatening allergy,
Yeah.
so he has to go. Is that excused? Because I'm
It's
reading
a doctor's
here,
appointment.
if it's weekly, it wouldn't be, but if he gets stung, he has to go weekly. So he's been stung twice this summer, so I have to know these things.
Yeah.
Would he be excused or no if I couldn't get appointments after school?
I think it leaves principal discretion.
The
correct?
discretion here, a child may be excused for other exceptional reasons with approval of principal or designee.
Yeah.
So I would
just have to go the extra mile to explain this
Yes.
is what's happening. Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure.
I think that, the intention is to avoid, we have this every Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock, it's like, can you,
Yes, totally get that.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Residency forms.
So this is something of a placeholder vote that I am requesting, and the policy committee has reviewed this several times. DESE has asked that the district include some language in its residency affidavit that provided a non-exhaustive list of alternative forms of confirming residency. The paragraph at the top of this document includes that language. It was written by our attorney. So this affidavit may be accepted as one of the documents providing residency in the Pioneer Valley Regional School District upon review and approval by district staff. One other form of verification is required, such as but not limited to, that is the non-exhaustive portion of it, a letter from a homeless / transition service provider, a bill dated within the past 30 days from a gas, oil, electric, water, cable, or internet service provider, or a car registration, car insurance, and car excise bill. All three of these would be required. 30-day requirement does not apply. The policy committee has twice extensively reviewed additional documentation that the district intends to implement, and you do not need to approve that documentation. That is a strictly administrative action. However, DESE has asked that school committee approve a paragraph like the one on the top of this affidavit. So I would ask consideration of approval, and then I would be coming back to you in September with revised language on the actual updated forms. Those forms will have a bit more teeth to them. We intend to ask, and again, policy has reviewed this, we want to help anyone who lives in the towns be able to register their children. That is, and families who are unhoused, we want to help them register. And it is the case that there are families who seek to enroll their children who are not residents of our towns. And it is my responsibility to protect the interests of our taxpayers and ensure that only those families who are eligible to enroll. So for families who aren't able to provide documentation, the fuller, more complete documents will say, you know, if you are doubling up and you're living in someone else's home, okay, you're gonna have an affidavit that you sign and get notarized. The person with whom you are living is going to have to provide residency and occupancy documentation, just like you would have had to provide had you been living in your own home. So I want to preview for you, that's what that is. And so that we can get DESE what they're looking for, I would ask for consideration of approval of this version. And the rest of the document is as it has been for the past year or so.
Okay. So I will entertain a motion to approve the PVRSD residency affidavit.
So moved.
A second?
Okay, discussion? All in favor? Okay,
Thank you.
unanimous. Thank you. Okay, other business, and we do have some other business tonight.
Oh yeah, we do have stuff.
Yeah, we do. We have, it came to the attention of Patricia that the Washington, D.C. trip, which has a great number of students attending, does have a funding gap of about $1,300. Okay. There have been multiple fundraisers that have been held. But despite that, there is still some room for additional monies to be contributed to that. And so at a previous school committee meeting, we as a school committee said, please let us know if there's going to be a funding gap. Let us know. And so here we are coming to you saying there is a funding gap. And the intention is that we, as in Patricia, has asked Principal Annie Scanlon Amy to pay the $1,300 out of the fundraising line for PVRS. That depletes the balance by about 27%. So that is a big chunk of money that is depleting that line item. So the intention is to seek community support to help replenish the $1,300. And there's going to be an appeal in the upcoming district update with a goal of raising these funds by September 10th. So any interested businesses or families who so choose can help us replenish that line item.
That was great.
Did I miss anything?
I would just say it's the field trip account.
It's the field trip account. Yeah, the field trip
Yeah.
account. And on the memo, it does say check should be written to PVRS. Attention, Emily Andrews. Ms. Baker has retired.
Thought I heard that.
Yep. So it would be attention Emily Andrews. Does anyone have any questions? Mailing address is the same. Yep. Does anyone have any questions?
I have
I
one
was
question.
just wondering, is it a sign of the time? That's all. With,
This was an unanticipated need
oh, well,
late in the game,
all right.
and no, that's okay. I think it's okay. It's fair to say,
Oh.
thank you. You did that beautifully. And we said we'll get every kid there who really wants to go. And this was late in the game, and so I've said to Annie, pay it, and we're going to let our community know we need that money.
I have one question. So I know we have a lot of committees already.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if we might think about a fundraising committee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we don't have to vote on that right now, but
Yeah. Yeah.
that would be really great.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it would be, it's interesting because our elementary schools have great PTOs who raise the money. And then when you get up to the high school level, there really isn't PTOs. They divide and conquer into the music parents or the sports parents. So if any of you were walking into the meeting tonight, there was a group of the sports boosters meeting outside who are still out here. They're
parents who don't have kids in the district.
correct. These are parents who don't even have kids in our district who are actually running the sports boosters. And so that was the group that we walked past as we came into our meeting. So yes, having like some type of community support would be great.
Yeah, and I know my aunt is a dean of a school. It's a private school, but she runs an auction every year.
Yeah.
And they bring in about $30,000.
Yeah.
And it's like with every professional,
Yeah.
just in this room even, I bet there
Yeah.
are so many people that would come
Right.
and
Right.
community business owners.
Right.
and
Right.
We could do a bingo.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And so I think that's a fantastic idea. So the appeal will go out, and then if we know of businesses or individuals who might contribute to help replenish that would be gratefully accepted.
Do we have a Facebook page?
We don't yet.
We might think about there's a
Yes.
donate to, it's like, it's my birthday, donate to the animal shelter. I wonder if there's a way. These can be conversations for
Yeah.
fundraising
Yeah.
committee.
Yeah. Right.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. Yes.
Right.
Sort of
Yeah.
along that lines, you've talked a lot about reaching out to families and talking about education.
Yeah.
Well, this could be part of that outreach. It doesn't have to just be education. And oftentimes sports and music get a lot of attention, but there's a lot of students here that are going on this field trip that don't participate, and finding a way to cross that bridge for everyone is super important. And I hear that a lot. Well, I don't know what's happening and how can I contribute? Someone actually reached out to me because I had a 7th grader and said, start a PTO at the middle school, and we couldn't get traction. So I think finding ways to get that traction is important.
Yeah.
And getting folks to know. I wish everyone sat at their couch and was watching this meeting that had a child that went to this district.
Right.
So finding different ways, flyers to go out, whatever is important.
Like back to old school paper flyers is
Yes.
one of my
I like that.
Yes.
As long as you don't have to sign anything, parents will actually read it.
Yes.
If it's not the opening
Yes.
day packet that they're frightened of,
Yes.
right? They're like, oh, what's happening? That
Okay.
I think people
Okay. I heard that.
would like that.
Yes.
What if we gave families a couple different like Pioneer magnets, and some of the flyers were half sheets?
Yep.
And so you could just keep using your Pioneer magnet on the fridge to put up the new.
Genius.
If there's a sign company we could have like a gold level sponsor and a silver level sponsor, and your name would go on a sign up on the field at the.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
fundraising.
Well, since we're talking about our pride of Pioneer, there is always an open store for Pioneer
to get that on
swag.
the thing.
And right now they're having a 20% off sale on the Pioneer swag. So, and you can pick hundreds of different logos and
Like,
it's not
and stuff?
Carhartt, Lululemon, Nike, and that basic
Where's that link?
I didn't know about this until sports night.
So sports
a week ago.
Yeah,
I'll put it
so
in the
a lot.
district update.
So in the district update, yeah,
that'd be great.
sports night.
I need a
puts it out.
sweatshirt or-
Yeah,
yeah.
so I just got a 3/4 zip. It is not. It is not. I don't believe. I could be wrong. Nick, please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe we, as a school, get any thing for. I don't. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But it is a way. Yes, yes. But they might actually do the magnet. Like that company might. So.
Good.
So,
No, thank you.
okay. So, executive session. Okay. I will entertain a motion to go into executive session, Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A, 2, 3, and 4. Excuse me, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining with the Teachers Association and support personnel if an open meeting may have detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the public body and the chair so declares. Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A, 2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel, executive assistant to the superintendent and school committee, assistant district treasurer. C, Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 22FG, approval of executive session minutes, July 17th, 2025, to return to open session at the end of executive session. And we are also going to be inviting Patricia and Taffy into the executive session with us. And municipal representative Sarah Kearns.
So moved.
And the recording secretary.
And the recording secretary, Ann Harding. Yes, thank you.
I'll second that.
Okay. We have to do roll call, right?
Yes.
For this? Okay, roll call.
Michelle Geruso, yes.
Stephanie Arroyo, yes.
Melissa Osborne, yes.
Raina Dastu, yes.
Gretchen Kelton, yes.
Melissa Gary, yes.
Okay.
All right, welcome back. Okay, so I will entertain a motion to accept the PVREA educator evaluation dates for the year 2025-2026 school year.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor? Unanimous. Okay, great. I will entertain a motion to approve the PVREA special education mentors for early education educators.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. I will entertain a motion for the PVREA and PVASP elementary club advisors.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? I will entertain a motion for the district nurse leader, school year 2025-2026.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor? Okay. And to entertain a motion for the contract with Jennifer Regan as executive assistant to the superintendent and school committee, assistant district treasurer.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Our next school committee meeting is September 11th, 2025. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Great.
All right, great.
Great.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Thanks, everybody.